Hi everyone, in this video we will take a look at how to change the date format. So in this worksheet I already have some data in which dates are there. Now you may want to format the date in different ways as per your requirement. So how do you do that? Here I have a list of dates, so I'll just copy it. Okay, now these dates are in the format dd-mmm-yyyy, basically days, month, and then the year. So say I want to change the format to mmm-yyyy. How do I do it? So just copy it and paste it here. I'll say right click and I'll say format. So here under date, right, there are various formats which you can choose. So if you find something which you like, then just click it and apply to it. In this case I'm looking for mmm-yyyy, so which is not there. So what I do is I'll go to custom and then add my own format, which is, I'll say month, then I'll say days, and then I'll say yyyy. I'll say okay. Now you see it has changed the date in mmm-yyyy format. The first two digits are months. How do I change it back to dd-mmm-yyyy? So just I'll copy, I'll say right click, say format cells. Now I'll go to date, I'll find dd-mmm-yyyy. There's one dd-mmm-yyyy here, but it has hyphen in between. I'll select that and yeah, you see dd-mmm-yyyy, but it has hyphens in between. But if you want the backslash, I can go to format cells. I don't think it is there in this list, so I'll choose custom. I'll say dd /mm say okay. So now you have the backslashes. What now? I'll try to change it into another format. I'll take this, I'll put it here, and now I'll try to change it in dd followed by months as Jan, JANYYY. So what I do is I do right click, format cells, go to date. Now there's already 14th March, so if I select this format, and you see it changes into this. But if you want hyphen and then just 3 characters, then I'll click on format cells. It is in there, so again I'll choose a custom dd hyphen. I want 3 characters of month and then yyyy. Say okay. Now you see it shows the dates in dd and then the month, 3 characters of the month, and then the year. So now this is how you format a date in Excel. Thanks for watching the video.